Hi, in this video, I'm going to be picking the winners for Week 11 of NFL season 2025. First game is Thursday Night Football. New York Jets at New England Patriots. And I'm clearly taking the Patriots. Um, it's a pretty impressive win last game. They beat Tampa Bay. They had like two really long touchdown runs, like a 70-yard touchdown run and an 80-yard touchdown run by their backup running back. So losing track of how many games they won in a row. I think it's 7. So they'll make it 8. This one's maybe one of the easiest of the week, I think, even if it is a division game. And the Jets pulled off a win last week too. But New England Patriots, that's my pick. The next game is the Spain game. It's before all the 1 o'clock Eastern time games. I'm clearly taking Miami Dolphins in this one. Washington Commanders. I think Jaden Daniels probably not going to play again, so Marcus Mariota will be in again. And then Terry McLaurin's not playing, so no Jaden, no McLaurin. And then Deron Payne from the defense isn't playing. So, Miami Dolphins, they're coming off a shocking win over Buffalo last week. I guess I'll take Miami Dolphins. Okay, the 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time games. This one was a hard one to pick. Carolina Panthers at Atlanta Falcons. This was like one of 2 of the hardest matchups of the week to predict. With both these teams kind of like, who knows, like Atlanta being on a really long losing streak, but also still being kind of competitive. I think they've lost their last 4 games. And Carolina, sometimes, you don't know, they'll score like 30 points and just blow you out and surprise you. Like, where did that come from? And sometimes they'll lay an egg. This is an interdivision game. Carolina won the last game 30-0, I think. So I wanted to pick them, but then I went back and forth with it because I looked at the stats and they're like close in yards on offense and defense and points per game. But then most of the experts, besides one of like the 7 I looked at, picked Atlanta, and then the spread is -3.5 in favor of Atlanta. So when in doubt, take that -3.5 team. I'm picking Atlanta Falcons to win. Next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Buffalo Bills. This was another difficult game to predict, but I just couldn't ignore the fact that Josh Allen is playing in this game. He's really an overpowering player. Tampa Bay, they're still going to be without Chris Godwin. It's not even a questionable. It's a D for doubtful, and D for doubtful for Bucky Irving. So those guys probably aren't playing, and Mike Evans, not Mike Irvin. He's a media member now, I think. Something. Yeah. So then, Mike Evans is not playing. And then, Buffalo's healthier. So I'll take Buffalo Bills in this game. Houston Texans at Tennessee Titans is the next game. I'm definitely picking Houston Texans. Tennessee has lost every game but one. They beat the Cardinals, but they're really heading toward another number 1 pick in the draft. So Houston Texans, and maybe CJ Stroud will be playing if he passes his concussion protocol. Chicago Bears at Minnesota Vikings. This was another difficult game to predict. So many tough games to predict this week. Interdivision games, rival games. It's going to be difficult to get a lot of all of these right. If you're trying to do that, man, that's really hard to do. I've never done that before. In a given week of picking of an office pools or online, ESPN.com or anything. But in one company that I used to work for, I was in the office pool for picking where we picked every week and also based on confidence. And then the owner of the company, one of the 4 owners of the company, he picked all the games right one week. So that was really cool. I got to see that. So where were we? Oh, Chicago Bears at Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, I mean, it's an NFC North division battle. In the end, I just decided to pick Minnesota Vikings because they had that -3.5 spread in their favor. Next game is Green Bay Packers at New York Giants. Jameis Winston is going to be starting for the Giants. So it could be an upset, but I'm not brave enough to pick against the Packers here. So I'm taking Green Bay Packers. Next game is Cincinnati Bengals at Pittsburgh Steelers. Cincinnati has been giving up so many points and been losing. Like a lot of their games. They did get that one game. But I still like Pittsburgh Steelers here. Pittsburgh, I don't know. They have the potential to be better on defense, at least. And I feel like they could score on Cincinnati easily, the way that they've been performing. And if we don't get monster showouts from Chase and Higgins, I don't know. I'm just gonna pick Steelers. Chargers at Jaguars is the next game. That's the last game of the 1:00 games, Eastern time. Jacksonville, they had that 19-point lead in the fourth quarter of last week's game, and then they blew it. They lost to Houston Texans. They're still a wild card team as of right now. But they're falling behind in the division, and Indianapolis keeps winning. So that was a really disappointing loss for them. And now Travis Hunter is out for the year. So it was just some bad news for Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Chargers have been getting good news in, maybe besides their offensive line injuries. But they've been really good this year. So I'm taking Los Angeles Chargers. Okay, so there's 4 p.m. Eastern time games this week. Another hard game to predict. The first of the 4. It's another rival game, another division game. Seattle Seahawks at Los Angeles Rams. You know something? This one I'm going Los Angeles Rams because I just feel like they're going to take control of this division. The winner of this game is going to take control of the division. Seattle has beat some good teams, but Los Angeles has beaten some better teams. So I'm more confident in Los Angeles Rams. And that's my pick. Next game is San Francisco 49ers at Arizona Cardinals, another division rival game. But this one I just went with San Francisco 49ers. This is another easy game on their schedule, I think. So I feel like Seattle and Los Angeles are more serious in the division and more serious in the NFC than San Francisco at this point. But Arizona is not. So, yeah. San Francisco 49ers for that one. Baltimore Ravens at Cleveland Browns is the next game. Another division rival game. Wow, the schedule makers had this one in mind this week, I think. I think I'm onto something. I'm picking Baltimore Ravens again. I'm picking them every game since their bye. Picking them again here to get back in the playoff picture moving forward. So up to this point, I've picked all favorites. So I do have my upset of the week. This is the upset of the week for me. Game 13 of 15. Kansas City Chiefs at Denver Broncos. So Chiefs are the favorites, but Denver hasn't lost at home. And does it feel like I've been picking Kansas City Chiefs a lot this year, like most of the weeks. And sometimes, I picked them right, and they made me look good in my Survivor League. They never let me down in that, I think. Well, they put me up at least a couple times in that. Um, but sometimes, I pick them and I got it wrong. So what if it's one of those times again? They're like on a Super Bowl hangover right now, potentially. Everyone's thinking like, oh, the Chiefs are back. But I'm picking Denver Broncos for my upset of the week. Okay, Sunday Night Football. Detroit Lions at Philadelphia Eagles. I got my Detroit Lions shirt on right now, but I'm picking Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just feeling them more. After what they did on Monday night to Green Bay Packers, it was an awesome win. And I just feel like they'll win. So I'm just going to pick Eagles here. And then last game to pick is Monday Night Football. Wow, Monday Night Football last week was so fun. This is Dallas Cowboys at Las Vegas Raiders. It won't be as fun as last week, but this is still good. -3.5 for the Cowboys. I'm taking Dallas Cowboys. Those are my picks for week 11. Thanks so much for watching. And I'm going to make my picks for week 12 next Wednesday.